Players who hit a very special mark tonight.
Yes, Troy Roberts and Tyler Rosenlund, 75 games. That's a milestone this year with the Rhinos. Tyler Rosenlund, he was player of the year last year for the Rhinos, and he's offensively a threat, and he's defensively the workhorse for the Rhinos. On the other hand, Troy Roberts, the Iron Man for the Rhinos. He's played every single minute this year, and when Troy Roberts is in the match, the Rhinos have .8 goals against average, plus they've got 30 shutouts with Troy Roberts playing that center back position.
He has been outstanding along with Christian Nisch as well, the German goalkeeper for the Rocehster Rhinos. Well, last week in stoppage time, the third goal scored in dramatic fashion, none other than J.C. Banks.
Yes, J.C. Banks with both teams, Harrisburg and the Rhinos, inconsistent in the month of June. The Rhinos are 1-3-1. Harrisburg are 1-2-2. J.C. Banks got the game-winning goal in stoppage time against Richmond to give them that win in June, and hopefully they could get another win. J.C. Banks, Rookie of the Year last year for the Rhinos, and really J.C. Banks has to step up. He's got 6 assists this season, leading the USL Pro in assists this year. Another one will really help them against the City Islanders tonight.
J.C. Banks with 3 goals as well. Mike, great job. Stick around. Kickoff is next. It's the Rhinos and the City Islanders, and it's coming up next on the Rhinos Broadcast Network. John Douglas gets us underway. Lively crowd on hand tonight on a warm Saturday afternoon, early evening now. Duckett plays it down the near side. Langley gets away from Trainer, cuts it inside. But Earl's backtracking, plays it to J.C. Banks, and Marshall's going to get there first. So for the Rhinos, a player leaving the organization this week, Graciano Brito, tore his ACL last season. It was in excruciating pain this year. He has retired from soccer. Made it official this week. We wish him the best in his future endeavors. And I guess if you're going to go out, you go out scoring a goal. He scored one of the goals in the 3-2 win last week.
Yeah, if you're going to go out, you go out scoring a goal. And some people say, oh, you go out on top. And I guess that's what he did. At a young age of 26 years old, retires from soccer, and it's a very tough decision, particularly when you leave the game at such a young age and you have such talent such as Brito did. So our wishes to him, and hopefully his career in either coaching or whatever he does will be successful.
He's got 2 master's degrees, and I think he's going to end up on his feet just fine.
Yes.
Now with it is Duckett. Trainer heads it. Soft header to Danny Earls. Roberts lets it go through to Christian Nisch, and boy, do we got a story to talk about with Mr. Nisch that revolves around Italy, my country, taking on his beloved Germans this week in the Euro 2012. And I've got proof as well, folks. It was a classic one. As Roberts with a dangerous ball across the 18. Bellamy quickly gets on top of that one. Now Earls pushing forward on the far side, Cuevas Kirk. Kirk, the driven cross, deflected. Fernandez, the Argentinian. It's easily cleared away by Jordan, but only to the middle of the park where Michael Tankey, who's starting in place of Drew Cost, gets the touch out to Fernandez. Rosalind is in the 18, but he's offsides. You know, getting back to that Christian Nisch story, had a little friendly wager this week. If Germany had knocked Italy out of the Euro 2012, I'd have to state live on TV that I was always a fan of Germany, but that wasn't the results. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at the bet that we made. Nisch had to wear the Italian flag on his jersey, and we have proof coming up in just a second here that the big German, the big East German at 6'5", flashing and showing the Italian flag on his jersey. We'll get to that in just a few moments. Mike, you can't be too happy about that result either.
No, I'm not very happy about the result. But if there's a team that's going to beat Germany, I'd want it to be Italy. My father's German, my mom's Italian, and they're my second and third favorite teams behind, obviously, the old red, white, and blue.
What a month of soccer it has been with Euro 2012. Thoroughly enjoyed all the action. Jordan plays it outside. The City Islanders in that 7th spot in USL Pro. They need to get at least to number 6 to make the playoffs. As Ekra through ball for Langley is a little too heavy there, and Nish will scoop it up.
And I'm sure that Duckett was overlapping on the outside, and really Ekra has to reward Duckett when he makes that overlapping run. He's leaving J.C. Banks behind him, so really Ekra's forcing it down the middle there. He's got to reward Duckett on that overlapping run for sure.
McManus on the far sideline quickly takes the throw-in, looking for Cuevas Kirk. So you've got some speed with J.C. Banks on the flank, Kirk on that far side. Looking to put some pressure on the Harrisburg defense. Harrisburg's given up 11 goals in their last 3 games. Duckett's cross headed away there by Roberts. Earls. Good touch by Banks. Trainer rocks it off of Langley.
And those 11 goals, I mean, 5 goals were scored in the quarterfinals against the Philadelphia Union, where the Philadelphia went up 3-0 in the first half in that Open Cup match, and then the Islanders came back with 2 goals at the beginning of the second half. Unfortunately, the City Islanders couldn't hold the Philadelphia Union off, and the Philadelphia Union ended up winning 5-2 in that match. So really, they've given up 6 goals in USL Pro matches in the last two matches, but they have a 1.22 goal against average in the league right now, and that's just not good enough in order to be integral in the playoffs.
They went to the championship last season, lost to Orlando in PKs. Earls with the corner kick, top of the 18. Rosenlund lines up the volley and doesn't get all of that. Looks like it's going to roll over the end line, and goal kick coming up here for the Harrisburg City Islanders.
And we discussed it. We discussed before the match, when Troy Roberts is in the game, the Rhinos, in 75 matches, the Rhinos have a .8 goals against average. And we're talking about the City Islanders having a 1.22 goal against average. So maybe they need a Troy Roberts on their side to start bringing that average down.
Looks like they've got some players on defense who, ZZ, only his 5th appearance, Jordan, his 1st appearance. So Bill Betcher obviously is looking for that right mix defensively. That's going to lower that goals against average. And there's an issue with the ball, as both coaching staffs take a look at it. Looks like it's going to have to be pumped up.
Jesse Myers is
That's
doing
2 now.
Jesse Myers is doing the squeeze from the side. I like to do the squeeze from the front to really see the pressure in the ball, but it's one style against the other on checking the pressure on a ball, and we all like that ball completely hard, and it's not hard enough, obviously.
Well, we had talked about the little wager that Nish and I had earlier this week, and take a look at the face. Come on, you got to smile. You're wearing the Italian flag. Who cares if you're from Germany?
Herr Nish, es tut mir leid, dass Joe hat das zu dir gemacht, aber...
Oh, it was classic. Had a lot of fun going back and forth with that one. But
hopefully he's watching. I just talked a little German to him.
Look at the face, too.
Das ist Quatsch, Herr Nish.
A little smile, my friend.
Du kannst nicht das machen.
Whatever you said doesn't matter. 2-1 Italy.
It was 2-1 Italy, and Balotelli really stepped up, man.
Finally, huh? I just don't know which one's going to show up.
The great thing is you saw a smile on that guy's face when he scored, so he's actually a happy guy. And then after he scored that second goal, he meant business, man.
2-1. Pirlo was outstanding again. And Christian Nish, a man of his word, put the wager out there and stuck good to it. So hope you fans enjoyed that. I know a lot of the Italian fans in Rochester having a good chuckle at that one, as you've got the supporters section to the left of the goal. And a warm night. Nish has it just outside the 18. Drives this one downfield, and Nish having a fantastic season. Number 1 in goals against with 8 this year in USL Pro. The number 1 goals against average at 0.66. And, Mike, a lot of people are going to talk and say, well, he's got Roberts and Bellamy and Kiriakis in front of him. True, I agree. Those guys are outstanding players to have in front of you. But when he's been called upon, he's been huge.
Yeah, Nisch is a fantastic goalie. He's got experience over in the Bundesliga. He's come over to the United States, and he's found the right team that fits for him. And he does have a strong back four, but you still have to step up. And shot stopping isn't what it all is. He cuts the angles down tremendously, and you don't get a lot of goals against.
Oh, Earls whips a ball in just a little bit too far for Tam McManus, who's looking for his second goal of the year.
Great ball by Earls. I mean, a gritty defender there. He just really, he gets the ball here. He picks it off right here. Great little pick, and just a nice little leave off by J.C. Banks. And what a great ball by Earls in that far post. And unfortunately, McManus wasn't shooting quick enough to that far post, but McManus almost got a piece of it to put it in the back of the net.
Roberts wins the header, but Langley and Earls will fight for the loose ball at midfield. Kirk will come in and take a swipe at it. Hard battle, middle of the park. Ekra comes away with it. Gets it forward to Noon, corner of the 18. Noon still with it. Good 1-2, but it's going to be offsides on that far side. Noon combining there with ZZ. ZZ making his 6th appearance of the season, 24-year-old out of American University. Nisch will do the honors. Rhinos are home again on Wednesday, July 4th. Antigua comes to town, the only meeting this year with Antigua Barracuda. 7:55 kickoff. Be sure to come out and enjoy the city's fireworks display after the game on Independence Day right here at Salem Stadium. School is out in upstate New York, and the crowd's really starting to pick up here as summer just about to get into full swing. Ekra leaves this one there, as Mike mentioned. 5 goals in 9 games played for the striker from the Ivory Coast. Very solid frame. Broad shoulders, muscular build, as he's looking for the ball now, but he leaves it for Langley. J.C. Banks defensively to knock it away for the Rhinos. Banks with the game-winning goal in Richmond. Hopefully that has really turned the corner for the Rhinos, who march back home. Only 2 more games away from home at Wilmington and Orlando on July 12th and the 14th. The rest right here at the friendly confines of Salem Stadium. Banks sprinting down the near side. McManus turns, looks, plays across field. Cuevas Kirk. The Rhinos breaking out here on the far side. Rosenlund. It's got Lucas Fernandez. And some regrouping here. Is almost taken away there by Lucky, the Chicago Fire draft pick. Knocked out of bounds, and a throw in for the Rhinos. Right at midfield, Lucas Fernandez. 13th appearance of the season for the Argentinos Juniors product. We are in the 13th minute. Hope you're enjoying our coverage on the Rhinos Broadcast Network. Joe Giuliano and Mike Kerms. John Catalano pushing the buttons in the control truck. McManus, good ball, corner of the 18. Banks cuts it on his right. Shot! Diving save by Noble. Good job all around. Banks and Noble coming up big.
But really, it was Trainer who picked that ball off and laid it off to J.C. Banks. And it was just Trainer coming out of the back, seeing that ball to pick off. And actually, it's McManus lays it off to J.C. Banks. What a great move. And this is why he's so dangerous. He can ping it with his left. He can ping it with his right. But great reaction by Noble there. And just really, J.C. Banks, that's why he's leading this team in points to date.
So many times in soccer, you see that striker just make that cutback move, and maybe he gets a foot, just enough space to take the shot. That time, Banks had about 4 feet as he pushed it inside and had a wide open look at the goal.
you see the growth of J.C. Banks as he's been a Rhino. I mean, really, last year he was a rookie, and just you could see his build. He's focusing his game on the field as well as off the field. He's working his core, and he's getting fitter and fitter, and you could see that it's helping him out.
The Rhinos Rookie of the Year, picking up where he left off. Trainer to McManus. Crowd getting into this one. Tanky. Down that far side, Kirk is going to get onto it. Settles it. Puts it on his left, crosses in the box, and that's headed away there by Pelletier. Looking for Langley. He pops it up in the air, finally brings it down to Andrew Marshall.
It was a little off balance for Langley.
The defender for the City Islanders deep into the Rhinos' half. Andrew Marshall. Now Jordan. Takes a shot from 35 yards out, and that's not troubling Nisht or the Rhinos' goal.
That's real ambitious against Herr Nisht.
Jordan, the 22-year-old, he's on loan from Philly of Major League Soccer.
And he's one of the players that's a surprise for me that's starting this match. He's only got one game played, but really when they've got 3 players loaned from Philly, and that's really the job of Harrisburg is to play some of these guys to get them playing time for the MLS club. And they obviously have some agreements between both clubs, and it'd be nice to see the Rhinos maybe get an agreement with New England Revolution or the New York Red Bull of some sort.
Similar to the Academy with the Revs, correct?
Yes, the Empire United Academy has partnered with the New England Revolution, so if there's a homegrown player from upstate New York in the Empire United Soccer Academy, they're actually part of the New England Revolution as well. So, if that partnership happens between the Rhinos and the New England Revolution, really it could be 2 professional teams that Empire United would be looking at.
It's absolutely amazing that, from what I'm being told, the Revolution were the ones who approached the Academy about the affiliation.
Absolutely. The Empire United Academy currently has 3 players that could be homegrown for New England Revolution. Jordan Allen, who's currently a junior in high school. He's actually played with Real Salt Lake this year. Howard Allen, a former Rochester Rhino, that's his son. And then we got 2 players out of Syracuse, Stefano Stamilakatos, who's on the U18. He's in the U18 national team, and Alex Bono, who's in the U18 national team pool, a goalkeeper. And Jordan Allen's actually on the team, just came back from Portugal, playing right back position. 3 very, very good players, and we're lucky to have them in upstate New York.
Hats off to the Academy and also to the Revolution for spotting such a well-run organization. Foul on the play there as the City Islanders will pick up a free kick. Team captain Pelletier, the 27-year-old, will take it.
In which your color commentator is an assistant coach for the Academy.
Of course. Throw it out there, my friend. Just got back from Dallas. Was it the showcase?
It was the showcase and the playoffs.
Didn't go as planned, but still a great opportunity for the boys, I'm sure. What a tackle there. There's Tanky. Now Lucky. Tanky, I'm telling you, I see him and I see that pit bull defensive midfielder who's not going to shy away from any challenges.
He's another player who you've seen grown from that rookie year to now be a sort of a leader here for the Rhinos. And really, J.C. Banks and Michael Tanky, they've got starting roles here with the Rhinos. And Tanky, role player. Drew Koss isn't playing tonight. Tanky steps in, and you can see he's solid defensively. He's leading. He's telling Earls where to go right now. And it's nice to see that guy who plays in front of the flat back 4 to be a leader.
Drew Koss out, missing his 4th game with concussion. And that's something they're going to have to take very serious down the stretch here. As Duckett sends a high cross up and way over the Rhinos' goal. In the 18th minute, 3rd meeting of the year between Rochester and Harrisburg. We are scoreless at Salem Stadium. It's Hall of Fame night. Doug Miller, Pat Onstad, and Craig Demon inducted this evening to join Lennon Steenkamp, who was the club's first Hall of Fame selection last season. It's Craig Demon bobblehead night, and throughout the season, Doug Miller will be honored with a bobblehead on Friday, July 27th against the LA Blues. Pat Onstad will have his bobblehead night on Saturday, August 1st against the Charleston Battery. Both of those bobblehead promotions are sponsored by Wendy's. As the Lions were out the gate trying to get that Craig Demon bobblehead.
I would like to get a Craig Demon bobblehead.
Earls, corner kick, headed to the spot, but cleared away by Lucky. Middle of the field. Tanky, Rosenlund sends one into the box, and it's up and over Bellamy, and it'll roll out of bounds. And it'll be a goal kick coming up here for the Harrisburg City Islanders.
And I'm sure Earls wants that corner kick back. I mean, the first corner kick he took went right into the hands of Noble, and that one was just definitely not the best. And Earl's a tremendous corner kick taker, and just he wants those back. He's got to put them in between the 6 and the 12, and he's got to drive them in there if the Rhinos are going to create a set piece opportunity.
Some high pressure coming here from McManus and J.C. Banks. As the City Islanders have Jordan with possession. Marshall onto the near side for Duckett. We'll be joined by a special guest in just a few moments here. His trainer plays it to Rosenlund.
And you could see the solid defense by Roberts. I mean, they have a defender similar to a guy that I used to play with, Craig Demon, who, when he was back there, I mean, you definitely had no fear that he was going to cover the ground. And Troy Roberts, 0.8 goals against in his 75 matches that he's played with the Rhinos, 30 shutouts when he's out there. And Troy Roberts is just a tremendous addition to the Rochester Rhinos, coming from the MLS, and similar to a guy that we all know, Craig Demon.
The Giant, who was inducted into the Rochester Rhinos Hall of Fame this evening, along with Doug Miller and Pat Onstad. Mr. Demon, welcome to the broadcast, and my friend, congratulations. This is quite the honor, and it couldn't go to a better player and a nicer man. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
So how does it feel to be inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Well, it feels good. It's very special. I mean, I don't feel any different. I'm still, but it's nice to be, aligned to the Hall of Fame of the Rhinos. So many great things was done here, and I was very fortunate to be part of teams that won championship and great players. I think I'm here, because of what we did as a team, and just talented players.
So many great memories at the stadium, just a few blocks away, Frontier Field. Is there one moment that sticks out in your mind?
There's so many moments. There's so many. It's just hard to pick just one. But I've thought about it so many different times. But I always you look at the championship games that we've won, and I remember playing against Minnesota in particular at Frontier Field, and Cumsey will allude to this, that how pumped the guys were. Yes,
there's a big goal by Craig Demon in the air. Felt good, huh?
So many, yeah. Yeah. So that Minnesota game, that we won the championship there, it was so much. I remember before the game, just lining up in the tunnel, and there was so much of pumping up. In those days, I mean, most time Scotty and Malai and Timmy and those and Tommy and everybody was so pumped for Kermsey, shouting and making all these strange noise, and they were so pumped that I thought the game was a foregone conclusion. After that, it was such fun. I remember scoring, and guys would run to the goal, pick the ball back out, and spot it and go again. They were pumped, and it was such a nice rhythm and a nice feeling to be part of that. There
was a nice feature in the Democrat and Chronicle about you getting inducted into the Hall of Fame, and it talked about you and Scott Schweitzer.
Yes.
I mean, the odd couple, is that an understatement?
Quite under, yeah, very much under.
How did you guys make it work so well?
Well, Scotty is a personality. We all know that, and we accepted him for who he was. Scotty talks, but Scotty backs up. Scotty one of the few players I know who would talk and would back it up. And just looking at him, he's so small. I mean, he's not intimidating, right? And you hear him on the field. I've heard Scotty say the kind of things I've heard him say on a field during a game is things that you would smile and you would say, well, shoot, I never think about that, to say that. But he was so talented. He read the game so much. So he wasn't the biggest player. He wasn't the fastest player. He was good enough. He was quick. But he was so intelligent that he knew where to be before it actually happened. So he was always a step ahead of everyone, So it was so easy to play with a player like that.
A little rough play on the field there. Langley going at it with Trainer as we're in the 24th minute. Scoreless between Rochester and Harrisburg. Craig Demmin inducted into the Hall of Fame tonight as he is joining us on the broadcast here tonight. Now, Craig, I see you out and about around Rochester with the youth soccer players.
Yeah.
What are you up to these days?
Well, I do my academy that I run, Elite Academy, that I spend a lot of time with young players, older players too, but more so the younger players that I have right now, and I've worked with them over a period of time, and just try as much as possible to coach them, but mentor them. Today I went out to a Fairport tournament to look at a couple of players who I work with, who's in my academy, and they play in different teams. So I try to go out and see them and know where they are, and when they come back to working with them, I could spend time and working on different weaknesses, mainly technique. But it's fun. It's so much fun, and I have camps that I run during the summer. I work with child life soccer as well, so I do a lot of little things like that, and it's quite fun. It's a hobby, and is a job, lesser but more of a hobby that I do, and it is.
It's such a strong statement too that you decided to stay in Rochester after your playing days were over. Was it a tough decision for you to stay here in this community?
It wasn't. I don't know. And life is kind of strange, but it was easy because I played here and I was so comfortable here. Yes, my wife is a Canadian and she lived right across the border, but other than that, it was so easy coming from Trinidad, and you would think that I would be more drawn to maybe Florida or the warmer conditions, but the people here have been good to me, and most of them have become like family to me now, and my family is here now, and they treat us a very nice way, and I don't see it any different. I'm very happy to be here, and it is quite a an honor living and being among the people here. So
you were so well received by the soccer community. Now you've got a wife you mentioned from Canada. Any kids?
Two kids. One boy going to be 2 in October, and one boy going to be 4 in August.
They're touching the ball, right?
They are. I'm letting them be right now, but they do. There's so much soccer around them. I don't think they'll have a choice.
Yeah, that's right.
But to go there, but I'm letting them be.
Craig, I'm so happy for you again. It could not have gone to a better person, a better player than Craig Demmin, inducted into the Hall of Fame tonight with Doug Miller, Pat Onstad. They join Lennon Steenkamp, and Craig, I don't know, just those names right there. Your name, Dougie Miller, Pat, and Lennon. I don't know if we're ever going to see a cast of characters like that again. Absolutely energized this soccer city.
Unbelievable. A lot of different characters. We had a guy who would do flip throws. We had a guy who would who would do Elvis impersonation. We had Michael Jackson impersonator.
Right.
We had every single personality coming in, but at the end of the day, they all had a common goal, and winning, and they just love to win, right?
You guys made it work.
They did what it needed to be done to win.
One thing I want to ask you before you leave, so many great memories at Frontier Field, the baseball stadium.
Yep.
Salem Stadium now, soccer specific.
Yes.
Your thoughts on the park?
I like it. I had a chance, was it yesterday or a couple of days ago, to go in and see the new changing room, and I thought it's a very nice type of establishment there. Soccer-specific stadium is what everyone been calling for, the players especially, and I like it. All soccer, you have the fans close by, and I wouldn't say unfortunately, we were fortunate to have Frontier Field, and we have a lot of good memories there, and a lot was accomplished there. But this is something that I think is excellent. I think it's very, very good. So,
Craig, congratulations, and thank you for giving so much back to the soccer community. You're a legend, and finally, you get your deserved honors this evening as you're inducted into the Hall of Fame. Craig Demmin joins us tonight.
Thank you very much.
As the Rhinos celebrate Hall of Fame night. Craig Demmin, Pat Onstad, and Doug Miller inducted, joining Lennon Steenkamp, the first inductee last season. 29th minute. It's scoreless between Rochester and Harrisburg. Thanks to Craig Demon. Mike, sorry to give you a break there, but had to get the gentle giant on to have a couple words with him.
It's an honor to have him on. I mean, I played with him for 5 years and 4 seasons, and just the Rhinos do not win championships if Craig Demon is not here in Rochester. I mean, there was a lot of a great mix of players that really gelled together to win those championships, but Craig Demon was just, I mean, he was the man in that center back position. You couldn't get past Craig Demon, and he really sealed everything up and just made Pat Onstead that much better, made Scott Schweitzer that much better, and it's a well-deserved honor for him.
Good to see Craig still here in town as this long cross headed up and away by Jordan. It'll be a goal kick coming up as we get back to the action here at Salem Stadium. We're in the 30th minute, and there is no score. Third and final meeting of the regular season between Rochester and Harrisburg. This Niche pounds this one. Wow. Does he get all that one? There's Trainer. And that's off of Duckett's foot. Duckett played with Vancouver last year, 4 games with the Whitecaps in Major League Soccer. Trainer gets the quick throw in back to J.C. Banks, and it's still in bounds. We'll play on. Little chip into the box. Zizi gets the flick on it. Over the far sideline to Rosenlund. During my conversation with Craig Demon, Jesse Myers had Isaac Kissy over, and they were having a pretty heated discussion about maybe bringing Kissy on and making a change, but Kissy has since returned to the bench. McManus, a bit surprised to find that one on his thigh, as the Harrisburg defense making a meal of that one.
Well, it could be why Jordan is on loan from Philadelphia. You, as a center back, you cannot miss a cross like that, and Jordan needs to really get that one out.
Duckett forward to Langley. Central now. Pelletier, the team captain. Now Noon. On the near sideline for Duckett. Langley can turn. He's got some space to chip forward into the 18. It's over Lucky's head. BG, and Lucas Fernandez will let that one roll out of bounds for a goal kick. Subs available tonight for the visitors. Backup goalkeeper Brian Holt. On defense, Adrian Leroy. In the midfield, Drew Yates and Tom Meller. Up top, Garrett Pettis and Jimmy McLaughlin. For the Rochester Rhinos, backup goalkeeper Brendan Miller. Defender Kyle Mansick. Midfielders Gustavo Zamudio, Connor Chin. And forwards Isaac Kissy, Kendall McFadden, and the big smooth Andrew Hoxie. Hoxie, by the way, scored on a PK in the 85th minute last week, got his second of the year against Richmond. As another booming kick coming from Niche that rolls deep over the sideline in the Harrisburg half of the field.
And there you go. Hoxie scores a goal in the 85th minute. Banks scores a goal in stoppage time. And whenever you're watching a match on TV, when you hit the 80th minute, do not turn the TV off, because goals are going to happen. And there were 3 goals scored from the 80th minute through stoppage time in that match, Richmond and the Rhinos. And even against the City Islanders, there were 2 goals scored. The City Islanders scored 2 goals in the last 5 minutes for the City Islanders to beat the Rhinos in the last match, 2-1. You just can't turn the TV off in the last 10 minutes of any game.
Well, let's hope tomorrow it's Italy up 3-0 with 10 minutes left. Then we'll all be happy. Which
upsets me even more that you and I watched that Chicago Red Star game against the West New York Flash.
Yes.
And the Red Star were down 3-0 with 8 minutes left to go, and Rory Dames, the coach, says to his team, "Don't chase the goalie," as Ali Lipscher held the ball on the 18 by her feet. And it was a disgrace to soccer for Rory Dames to do that he just didn't go after her to make her pick it up.
As I said during that women's broadcast, something I've never seen, may never see again in my life. As this is getting real chippy, Langley and Trainer are going at it. Langley puts Trainer down. Trainer's on the ground trying to protect himself. And Trainer gets the talking to from the referee, John Douglas.
Well, John Douglas put his face in Trainer's face. I mean, he went right up to him and pretty much told him, quit your whining. I don't know why, but
it's getting chippy. We saw it last year in the playoff game when Harrisburg knocked Rocehster out. In that game, Bill Betcher was escorted out of the stadium by security at the start of half number 2 in what was a wild affair.
Well, when you have two teams that have played 7 times in 2 seasons, it does start to get chippy, and rivalries start. And this is definitely one of the rivalries in the USL Pro that are starting to be a main rival, such as Montreal and the Rhinos in the past.
McManus, chance in the 18, shoots! At the near post, save there by Noble.
And that's good stuff by J.C. Banks, to the leading assist leader in the USL Pro, to almost get to get his 7th assist for the season, and McManus to get another goal for the Rhinos. Let's hope Earls does better with this corner, and it's a short one.
And McManus can't keep it in bounds. It'll be coming up for a goal kick. For the Harrisburg City Islanders, they'll be in action next Friday at Pittsburgh. The Rhinos, don't forget, are home on Wednesday. Antigua comes to town for their only matchup. The Rhinos not making the trip to the Caribbean this year, as they played 2 games down in Antigua. And my roommate, Trader Dave DePasquale, said it was not too bad being set up down there. It's going to be hard to focus on your soccer when you're at such a resort area. The Rhinos did a great job of it, though. As in one of those games, goalkeeper Neil Kitson even scored a goal on a long clearance from just inside his half of the field. Jordan, some high pressure coming from the Rhinos deep in the Harrisburg half. Trainer's clearance.
Against Antigua last year. That was another thing that I don't think I've ever seen, where they played man-to-man
Oh,
marking
that's
in the
right,
midfield,
correct. Remember that.
where the Rhinos won 3-0, and just Antigua didn't show up for that match. I don't think they showed up for that match, although it was only 3-0. It could have been 10-0. But they played man-to-man marking in the midfield. Wherever Tyler Rosalind went, his guy was with him. That number stayed with Tyler Rosalind wherever he went in the match, in the field.
Very interesting. Is really Antigua Barracuda, mainly comprised of the national team for that nation, as they lost to the U.S. in the first qualification game. Tanky.
Yeah, and you add your players from Europe, and it's a completely different team, although a lot of those players play for the Barracuda. And the coach keeps them together in order for them to form that gel to play against national teams. It's still not – you still need to add your players from Europe in order to compete against the United States.
Roberts with the long ball. No one there. The Rhinos looking for some sort of combination here. We're 38 minutes in, and we're still scoreless. Rocehster and Harrisburg. The City Islanders with 16 points looking to get a win and jump into a tie with Wilmington if they get the 3 points here tonight for the Rhinos. 3 points puts them just 2 behind Charleston. Battery with 30 points. Orlando leading the way with 33 in USL Pro. ZZ cross into the box. Roberts gets his head on it. Lucky spinning, still with it. Back to on BG. Through the legs of Pelletier. J.C. Banks can come forward, but he's got McManus who's double teamed. Tam's going to have to work hard to keep possession here. He's rubbed off the ball, high kick, and a free kick coming up here for the Rhinos. Ekra called for the foul. 39th minute. Shots are 2 apiece. Saves, 2 for Noble, none for Nisht. Rochester with 4 corner kicks and only 2 for the City Islanders. Roberts down the far side. Lucas Fernandez settles, crosses. Jordan gets the head on it. Fernandez strips the ball away into the 18. And cleared by Pelletier. Bellamy knocked off the ball by Lucky, and it'll be a throw-in for the Rhinos, who are 7-3-4. That 3-2 win at Richmond ended that 7-game winless streak. It's been a while since they've been home. June 8th was their last home game here at Salem Stadium, a 1-1 draw against Wilmington. Then they traveled to Harrisburg, Pittsburgh, and Richmond.
And it's tough playing on the road, and that just goes to show that why they started the league. They started the year 6-0, and then really they've had a 7-game winless streak. And in the last 5 games, they've won 3-1, and 5 of those matches were on the road. 4 of those matches were on the road, and that last match here at home was that tie.
It's such a backload of home games now. 8 of the next 10, 8 of the last 10 regular season games on home turf for the Rhinos. A great, great chance to rack up some points here. Banks long throw in, looking for McManus. Marshall gets there first. Roberts, a little shove from behind an Ekra, no call.
And that's a foul right there.
So.
I mean, Roberts pushing right in the back, and Ekra had no chance when this guy pushing in the back. Roberts is definitely going to win that ball. So
here's Roberts with it now.
He's letting them play tonight, and
he sure is.
And it does create a chippy game, but it's an exciting game tonight.
Given up here by the Rhinos. Quick throw in taken by Langley. Tanky's got to hustle back for it. Kendall McFadden and Connor Chin are warming up for the Rhinos. 2 strikers. As we're in the 41st minute. Trainer throws it into Rosalind, who turns. Tries to turn the corner at the 18. Marshall, good slide tackle there by Andrew Marshall. Spent the winter playing indoors with the Norfolk Sharks of the MISL.
Which was a very, very tough season for the Norfolk Sharks.
Yeah, and it looks like they're not even coming back next year.
They ended up in last place in that league, and just not well organized.
Good outdoor players, but indoor they just didn't make the transition.
Well, it's tough to make a transition in the first year. It's very tough to make a transition in that first year, and so you had a year of a lot of rookies that have never played the indoor game, and a lot of the teams did, but really Norfolk was full of outdoor players.
So unfortunately for the Sharks, it looks like they will not be returning to the Scope Arena, where I spent several nights over the winter. Here's Earls with the header towards the 18. Banks comes up with the loose ball now. He's got 3 white jerseys around him, nowhere to go. Ekra comes away with it. On BG, central to Pelletier, 43rd minute, no score, Rhinos and Harrisburg. ZZ to Ambigi on the far side. Earl slides over to Mark. Back to ZZ. A lot of possession on the far side. Finally broken up there by Cuevas Kirk. And throw-in coming up here for the City Islanders. Short to Lucky. Takes a bad touch there. Kirk will clear it, and it's over the sideline. Another throw-in coming up here for Pelletier, who's got 4 assists this season in 11 games played. Throws it to Lucky. Now to Mbiji. ZZ. Driven cross into the box. Trainer gets his head on it. Langley trying to spin and turn. He's taken off the ball. McManus, again, the lone striker against the 2 Harrisburg defenders.
And right there, the Rhinos win the ball on their defensive third, keep the ball, Tanky. He's trying to hit his lone forward, McManus, and really the team they're 30 yards behind. How they going to catch up when there's Duckett and Marshall on McManus by themselves? They got to hold the ball. Once Tanky gets that ball, you're the holding midfielder. Let's hold that ball.
45th minute. Looks like we're going to have 1 minute of stoppage time. See if the Rhinos can sneak one in here before the halftime whistle. BG switching it over to the near side. Duckett, the Notre Dame product. Langley slips and Trainer comes away with the ball. They chip forward. Marshall again wins the header to Pelletier. Duckett almost intercepted there by J.C. Banks. City Islanders with possession in their own half of the field. ZZ from American University to Mbiji. Mbiji, kind of an interesting story. He took the 2009 season off and then returned in 2010 to the professional ranks. 1 minute of stoppage time. Bellamy. And Mike, looking down at the Rhinos bench, just from the body language of Jesse Myers, who's leaned over, and Bill Sedgwick, it looks like they are not too content right now with the first 45 minutes from the home side.
Well, if you look at the other bench, both coaches are in the same posture as Bill Sedgwick and Jesse Myers.
True.
One's got his arms and his elbows on the back of the bench, and the other one's leaning over as well. So it's I think both teams are a little bit frustrated both coaches are a little bit frustrated this June with their records. They both have losing records. They've both been playing inconsistent soccer, and they both want to get into the styles that they had at the beginning of the season. And it'll come. It's just going to take a little bit of time, and they just got to get out of June, and this is the last match. Which team is going to get out of here with the win?
Niest will scoop up that deflected ball, and that'll do it for half number 1. And Mike, when a coach talks to 3 substitutes during the first half, I think that's a pretty strong indication of changes are on the way for half number 2. So we've played 45 minutes at Salem Stadium. The Rhinos and the Harrisburg City Islanders are scoreless. This is the Rochester Rhinos Broadcast Network.
All right, Pat, obviously a great honor to be inducted in the Rochester Hall of Fame. Just talk to me a little bit about kind of your experiences in Rochester.
Yeah, we got there in '98, and we had a great team. Started off with about a 13-game undefeated streak, so it was a good group. Won a championship there in '98, and then also upset a few teams in '99 to win the Open Cup, but a lot of fond memories.
Talk to me about that Open Cup, because that was kind of the first time that I think people across America took note of Rochester.
Yeah, we had a lot of guys that were probably at the time that probably could have played in MLS, whether they would have been first team guys or not. But we had a lot of guys who were really hungry and willing to make a point, certainly against the 4 MLS teams that we played. And fortunately for us, we came out in the right end, and it was a great performance and a great run for us.
In the early days of American soccer, beyond MLS, Rochester was known as kind of the flagship of the next level, especially when it came to the fans and to attendance. What are your memories of the Rochester fans?
Yeah, the biggest thing was the attendance. I think we averaged about 11,500 for the first 2 years that I was there, and the biggest thing was just the atmosphere, people sitting on the grass hill, and it was always a special night in Rochester for a Rhinos game, and a great place for me to kind of kick off the second phase of my career, and I really enjoyed it.
I just would like to say thanks to all the fans for 7+ great years here in Rochester. You guys have been the best fans for the whole league. You know, you've supported us through thick and thin, and I'm so grateful. I know most of you guys now are more than you're like family to me right now. Now that I live here, and I appreciate all the support that you have given us, traveling away and always, you know, being an extra man for us out there in the field. Thank you so much.
Playing for the club for 4 seasons, Pat Onstad is the most accomplished goalkeeper in Rochester Rhino history. A few of his major achievements, including goalkeeper of the year and first team all-league. Onstad had the best statistical season for a goalkeeper in club history in 1998 when he posted a 22-4 record and 16 shutouts. He was an integral part of the 1998 and 1999 championship seasons. Onstad has the 3 best single seasons in club history in goals against average and shutouts. His 1998 and 1999 seasons are also the 2 best seasons in goalkeeper wins. In 2008, Onstad was selected to the USL Hall of Fame, and tonight we welcome him into ours. The second Hall of Fame inductee this evening is Doug Miller. Doug Miller played for the Rhinos from 1996 to 1999 and from 2003 to 2005. In 96, he led the league in goals scored, 2 of which led the team to victory in the U.S. Open Cup quarterfinals and another 2 in the Open Cup semifinals. In 97 was another record-setting season for scoring, as Miller scored 23 regular season goals and was the league's leading scorer. After the 97 season, Miller became the first and only Rhino to be named to the league's Most Valuable Player award. In 1999, Miller scored the game-winning goal in the U.S. Open Cup final. In 2003, he was selected first team All-League for the 3rd time in his career. He still leads the Rhinos in regular season goals, regular season points, U.S. Open Cup goals, and U.S. Open Cup points. And now, please welcome the 3rd and final Hall of Fame inductee, Craig Demmin. At his best, Craig Demmin was the most dominant defender to ever wear a Rhinos uniform. He was a force in the air, yet he also had the pace to shut down the A-League's best forwards. In his first year with the team, Demmin was first-team All-League selection in 1998 and led the team in minutes played. He was one of 4 Rhinos to play every minute of Rochester's 6 playoff games and a key force when Rochester won their first A-League championship over the Minnesota Thunder. In '99, Demmin earned first-team All-League honors for the 2nd time and was a member of the Rhinos' 1999 U.S. Open Cup championship team. In 2000, Demmin earned first-team All-League honors again, and he led the team in playoff minutes played. Rochester won their 2nd A-League trophy in 3 seasons. Demmin played with Rochester from 1998 to 2000 and from 2002 to 2005. During this time, he was selected to 5 All-League teams and selected as the Rhinos MVP 4 times in his career. He is 5th in games played and tied for 4th in games started in minutes played at the time of his induction. It is the privilege of our organization to present this plaque to the 2012 Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Craig Demmin. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the field as Rhinos President Pat Ercole presents Craig Demmin with this honor. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for these legendary Rhinos players and the 2012 Hall of Fame inductees. Fans, don't forget that all three inductees will be here for the Rhinos match on July 27th versus the LA Blues on Doug Miller bobblehead night. Once again, all three inductees in the house July 27th versus the LA Blues on Doug Miller bobblehead night.
Congratulations to Craig Demmin, Doug Miller, and Pat Onstad, the latest inductees into the Hall of Fame. Halftime show coming up next on the Rhinos Broadcast Network. Second half action just around the corner. The Rhinos in Harrisburg are scoreless at Salem Stadium. This is the Rhinos Broadcast Network. Marshall's long ball, no one there but Roberts.
At halftime, you saw Scott Vallow and Billy Sedgwick supporting Craig Demmin and congratulating him on the milestone of getting into the Hall of Fame. We've got Billy Andracki here on hand as well.
And Mike, I'm sorry I kept you up here. I needed your help, my friend.
Yes, I was up here helping out, and Craig was here earlier, and Craig and I will be talking later, but it's great to see a lot of guys come back. Actually, it's a lot of, I mean, think about it. You got 5 guys that have stayed upstate New York locally due to the Rochester Rhinos.
And those video clips, some classics.
Some great stuff there.
You look like you're about a 12-year-old on the steps of City Hall.
I still look 12.
You're right. Don't ever change it, my friend. You're lucky. But good memories in those videos of the great times in the history of the Rochester Rhinos and the characters that made it all happen.
And you look at some of those players. You see Scott Schweitzer there. You see Malai Walton. You see Billy Sedgwick, and Billy Andracki, who's been with the club since the inception of it, and you just, who's also been a coach here for the organization. Like, a lot of these guys that were part of that 99 Open Cup run, or that eventually they're going to be in the Hall of Fame. You got Andrew Restrepo, who played a couple of years here. Just some really fantastic players. Carlos Zavala. I mean, I could just keep going on and on.
Milaninoff. Bankoff.
Martin Nash. I just saw Martin Nash at the academy in Dallas.
How's he doing?
He's one of the he's part of the academy program with the Vancouver Whitecaps now. Sean Shakiris, who just his academy team for the under-18s just beat the LA Galaxy. I mean, a lot of guys that are coaching some of these clubs now are a lot of the success that's come through the Rochester Rhinos organization.
Great to see them giving back to the youth players, and they're getting the instruction they need, and hopefully it'll pay off down the line. As here at Salem Stadium, we're in the 51st minute looking for our first goal between Rochester and Harrisburg. No changes made by either side. Betcher, the only coach in City Islanders history. Jesse Myers, coach number 5 for the Rochester Rhinos.
It's interesting. Bill Betcher, who played 8 seasons with the Harrisburg Heat, 13 seasons indoor, but only 2 seasons as part of the outdoor game, and now he's leading the City Islanders to some really great achievements in the last 5 years.
Definitely in good hands with Betcher, who is 71, 49, and 44. Langley's in the 18. Low cross, one-timer. Lucky finds the back of the net.
Brilliant goal. What a beautiful ball by Pelletier, and his teammates are going right to Pelletier to congratulate him, and Langley does a great job on that outside. And Langley, who's been dangerous against the Rhinos, I mean, look at this ball by Pelletier right here. Just a nice, pretty left foot shot right over Trainer. Trainer just couldn't get his head on it. Langley just gets his head up and sees the 2 guys crashing, and really lucky, just simple finish for him. And it was either Lucky or Ezra. Brilliant ball by Pelletier, and just what a pretty ball. And maybe Trainer's got himself caught too far forward. With no pressure on Pelletier, you got to back up just a little bit. And Trainer got himself caught just a little bit too far forward. But really pretty ball by the holding midfielder, Pelletier.
And the Rhinos are going to waste no time going to the bench, bringing on the substitutions. Immediately, Kendall McFadden, one of the newest Rhinos, the newest Rhino, was called over. And he's going to be checking in. So for Lucky, that's his second goal of the year in 5 games played. And for Langley, that picks up his first assist. As Ekra has it now on the near side. Here's Lucky again. One-time shot. Niche makes the diving save and wraps it around the post.
Lucky with a really nice goal a good goal for Lucky. His second goal this season. The Zimbabwe product. Just so you got Zimbabwe, and then the net. It was either Lucky or Ezra. They were going to score either Zimbabwe or Ivory Coast. So, two imports from Africa, playing for Bill Bescher, and Lucky gets a really nice goal.
All right, Mike, first change of the game. It's going to be Lucas Fernandez coming off, and Kendall McFadden will come on as you're looking at the replay of the save from Niche on that long shot. McFadden, his second appearance of the year. He played 45 minutes so far. He's from just outside of Buffalo, New York.
Nice to see a local product somewhat getting involved here with the Rochester Rhinos organization. Played at Medaille College. He could be possibly one of the only professionals to come out of Medaille, and he played for the Empire United Academy. And it's nice to see a local product here.
That academy, I tell you, they are all over the place. Kirk knocks it out of bounds for a corner kick. And it'll be from the near side. This is the 5th corner kick of the game for the City Islanders. Kendall McFadden coming on for Lucas Fernandez in the 53rd minute. Noon. Delivery at the 6. Earls gets his head on it. Pelletier cuts it around. Shot! And Niche pips it up and over the bar.
And that's not a good clearance by Earls there. I mean, he clears it right into the center of the park, and that clearance has to be up and out to the outsides. Otherwise, Niche has to make another save.
Pelletier with a gift there. Into the box. Punched away by Niche and cleared away by Rosenlund.
And also not a good clearance by Niche. Down into the 18-yard box right in the center of the park.
The City Islanders starting to get some confidence here. Noon crossed into the box, headed away by Bellamy. The Rhinos going to have to change the momentum. Rosenlund. Central for Earls. Back to Rosenlund. McManus can't get in behind Zizi. Noon, Zizi. Central for Pelletier. Pressured from Tanky, but Noon will pick up the ball. Good drawback there and keeps possession. There's Noon. Out of Temple University. Seeing a lot of the ball in the middle of the field. JT Noon.
Real good stuff by Noon.
Never got rattled under pressure. Kept his composure. Now Ekra. Duckett cuts inside of Tanky. Gets the cross away. May have been out of bounds, but nonetheless, the Rhinos have possession. 57th minute. 1-0 Harrisburg. McFadden gets the return pass from Rosenlund. But Jordan's going to get there first. Shoulder challenge there. Jordan keeps it in. Marshall. Back to Jordan. Heads it forward. Now for Noon. Duckett. Up in the air for Langley, off the chest. Tanky fighting through. He's taken down. A free kick coming up here for the Rhinos, and Tanky's going to get up and take exception to that challenge from Langley. He's going to want to be careful here not to pick up a card. He won the foul.
Yeah, Tanky's got to relax a little bit. I mean, that's maybe there was a couple things that happened before that. I haven't seen it, but Tanky's got to relax a little bit. It's just a foul in the middle third of the park, and you see Jesse Myers getting up, just looking towards his bench to see, what else. But Langley's just holding on to him. There's not much there, and Tanky gets a little bit frustrated. Langley knows it's a foul.
That's probably a little repercussions from the first half where Langley was the target of
Wow, and
A lot of criticism.
Yep, and definitely some language there that Tanky could have easily gotten a yellow card for.
Long throw in from Banks. Put across the 6. No one there. Duckett flicks it away with the head.
Nice throw by Banks and a great flick by Bellamy to put that right across the 6.
Trainer drives it off of Langley. He is streaking down the far side. Roberts is back defensively. Lucky is central. Langley chips it to Lucky. Roberts gets the head on it and cleared away by Tanky. Big counterattack chance there for the City Islanders. Pelletier trying to dribble through the defense. Bellamy puts a stop to that. J.C. Banks trying to cut it inside and lost possession.
That's a game-saving clearance by Troy Roberts there. I mean, Langley plays a really nice ball for Lucky streaking.
On BG, trying to find an opening. Bellamy doesn't bite. Plays it back to ZZ. He'll try a left-footed cross. Headed away again, this time by Cuevas Kirk. Noon stepping in front of, or McManus stepping in front of Noon. Little tug on the jersey, keeping possession. Back to Tanky, he's got time to look up. Looking to get Rosenlund into space, but ZZ's chest will block that one.
I like the option to Kirk better. Let's not don't force it, Tanky. Stop forcing it and play the game. Play side-to-side soccer and be patient. There's plenty of time left. There's 30 minutes left in the match.
Kissy will be coming on for the Rhinos. He is lacing him up and getting ready to come on here for Rochester, who need to get back into this one. They trail 1-0, just over 30 minutes remaining. Kirk, long ball headed by ZZ. On BG. Forward now for Ekra. Cuevas Kirk, a little shove from behind. Ekra goes down, but still keeps possession. Good bit of work here. Not a bad looking on the little flick from Ekra. And it looks like a hamstring injury for a Trainer. He's holding the back of his right leg.
And John Douglas is really letting the game go here, and I like it. He's not a factor in the match. It's a hard-fought match. I mean, that could a lot of refs would have called a foul there, and he's letting the game go. And it's nice to see that John Douglas is not becoming a factor in this match at all.
And speaking of becoming a factor, injuries on the defensive front for the Rhinos are becoming a factor. Zaire missing his 5th game with a hip injury. Kiriatsis missing 3 games with a knee injury. Now Trainer is down. Looks like it's his right hamstring that's affecting him. So Bellamy came back from a knee injury to fill in for Kiriatsis. And now Trainer is being looked at by Dave DePasquale. So this is not good news on the defensive side of things for Jesse Meyer's Rochester Rhinos.
Well, the good thing is when it comes to subs, he's already got Cuevas Kirk on the pitch, so he can always move Kirk into that defensive outside role.
I think he already has.
And I like Kirk.
Fernandez coming off.
I like Kirk in that outside back position. He's really, really dangerous.
So Trainer Mike will be coming off for Kissy. This change was coming up, I guess, already. 62nd minute, Trainer comes off with a leg injury. Isaac Kissy comes on.
You can also move Tanky to that outside back position. Tanky, a very versatile player. It's definitely not going to be Kissy playing outside left back.
I hope not.
But really, it would be. I think Tanky would be the option to put it outside back.
Trainer, the 25-year-old who spent last season with the champions Orlando, coming off with the help from trainer Dave DePasquale. So Kissy comes on. Corner kick here for the City Islanders from the far side. Another injury for the Rhinos defenders. Pelletier will trot over to take this one. 2 other games tonight. Orlando is at Pittsburgh and LA at Wilmington and USL Pro. There's Pelletier's delivery. Noon behind him, headed away by Bellamy. Langley sticks the studs on it, wins the ball from Rosenlund. Lucky the back heel. Back to Langley. ZZ. Kirk steps in, clears it downfield, looking for the Jets to get turned on by Kissy. Jordan steps in and will knock it out of bounds. Jordan, the 32nd overall pick in the 2012 MLS draft by the Philadelphia Union.
It looks like it's Earls that's been moved out to the outside left back position. Tanky still playing holding midfielder with Tyler Rosenlund out also. McManus is going to be the player that sits behind him, and you got McFadden and Kissy up top. Moving more to a 4-4-2.
Lucky looking for Ekra. Foot race for the ball. Kirk and Ekra fight for it. Ekra comes away with it. Into the 18. A soft little pass. Cleared high up in the air by Roberts. McFadden. J.C. Banks. Member of the USL Team of the Week. Leaves it there for McManus. McManus has had his jersey tugged on quite a bit tonight. Seen that green pulled away from the body several times.
Nice little inside foot of the left peg with the left peg of Jesse Myers right to Tanky.
Maybe he can get out there. This one barely gets to Kissy, but he gets tangled up in his feet. Langley to duck it. Lucky. Pelletier trying to go back and forth, but almost intercepted by the Rhinos. ZZ on the near side on BG. One touch forward. Late challenge coming in from Tanky, and referee will make the call. ZZ is the player who's down. The 24-year-old. Holding his right ankle. And Tom Meller will be coming in, the 21-year-old. Take a look at who he replaces here for the City Islanders. As he'll come in at the next stoppage. Lucky, the goal scorer, spins away. Ball over to the far side. Earls steps in front, heads it to Rosenlund. There's Kirk. Jordan stepping in front of Kissy to win the header. Tanky up the back of Ambiji. Let's play on Ambiji, deflects the pass. Tanky picks it up, draws it back. Nice job. Keeps possession and wins the foul. So Meller will be coming on, and he will replace number 8 Ambiji. Bill Betcher going to the bench for the first time in the 66th minute.
This substitution for the Harrisburg City Islanders. Entering the game is number 14.
Meller's 10th appearance of the season.
Replacing number 8, Ryan Olby. Substitution in the 66th minute.
You can see how high J.C. Banks is playing on the right, and McFadden is playing on the left, and they're really in a true 4-3-3 right now with Rosenlund and Tanky, and McManus in the center of the park. So really, those outside lanes are wide open for Earls and Kirk to push forward. And we haven't seen a lot of the overlapping. And I think Jesse Myers would really like to see from the outside backs, which was Trainer and Bellamy from the start. But now it's Kirk and Earls.
There's Pelletier. 67th minute time. Still there for the Rhinos. Trainer
Fernandez, right?
Kirk, a soft pass back, intercepted by Lucky. Plays it central. Ekra still with it. Langley in the 18 takes a touch, a shot, and he misses the net. The Rhinos dodge a bullet there.
And Langley, who has a goal and an assist against the Rhinos this year, really will want that one back. Great stuff by Lucky,
sure
and
was.
even more brilliant by Ezra, who just lays this off. And Ezra, just great vision. And Earls gets himself caught inside a little bit too much, and not allowing Roberts just contain Ezra in front of him and just stay outside. But unfortunate for the City Islanders to go up 2-0 here.
A big break for the Rhinos.
Big break.
Will come downfield and they pick up a corner kick of their own.
And Langley
68th
actually
minute.
just came out of it. The fact that he missed that, he had his hands on his knees on the far side there, just shaking his head.
Earls will trot over from the far side. He'll do the honors. He's had some trouble getting some air underneath these crosses.
Really
If
drive.
there's time they need one, it's now.
Yeah, drive it between that 6 and 12. Let's see some good movement by the Rhinos inside the 18.
There's Earls. There it is. The header up and over the goal. Looks like it was Bellamy who got there and Earls delivered.
That's a good corner kick by Earls.
69th minute.
Rhinos really fortunate with that play from that missed shot by Langley. I think he just had so much time. He thought about it a little bit too much, but Niche came out, cut off the angle, and Langley tried to go near post on him, which is tough to do on a keeper like Niche.
Came out big and sealed off as much as he could. There's Meller, fresh legs on the near side. In the battle with Cuevas Kirk. Kirk gets a touch on it, but Meller lays it back off to Noon, who's in support. Noon pushing into the 18. Has it on the left foot. Little cross, and Bellamy comes over defensively. Saw that Rosalind was slipping, and Bell slides over to help out. Corner kick for Meller and Pelletier on the near side. Looks like they will go short. No, long one from Pelletier. Headed away by Kissy.
Good stuff. Up and out.
Kirk a little slow on the reaction. He's going to get a yellow card. Yeah.
Yes.
Saw the hand going right to the pocket.
Oh, it was a legit yellow card.
Caution has been issued to the Rhinos, number 13, Cuevas Kirk. Caution in the 70th minute.
And really, you've seen some players from the City Islanders step up here. You've seen Pelletier, Noon really starting to control that defensive center midi position, and then Lucky just being really dynamic. Ezra, Langley, who's been one of my favorite players on the in the match right now. I mean, very dynamic player. You see him on the right, you see him on the left, you see him getting into scuffles with Tanky. He's getting stuck in. He's now got a goal and assist, and it missed a golden opportunity that he missed. Could have 2 goals and assists, Langley, against the Rhinos this season.
A 4-man wall for the Rhinos. Just to the right of Christian Nisht. Marshall and Lucky are over the ball. Lucky will step in. Fires. Niche makes the save.
Off the post.
Niche has come up big a few times tonight. Good diving save. May have deflected off the post after the keeper touched the ball. We'll see if we can get a look at it on a replay.
And it's a good free kick, and the German goalie got his fingertips on it and just hits it right off the post. Great ball, right over the wall, off the post. Good save by Niche.
Keeper's best friend. Lucky and Meller can't connect. Throw-in coming up here for the Rhinos. Jesse Myers looks like he'll go to the bench once again, and he's looking over in the direction of the big smooth, Andrew Hoxie. Kirk with the throw-in. Bounces on the line, then out of bounds, and a throw-in here for the City Islanders. So if Hoxie is the one who's going to come in, Jesse Myers bringing on his third forward, Kissy, McFadden, and now Hoxie. Banks off the mark for Kissy. And deep in the Harrisburg half, the Islanders will get the throw in. The Rhinos thought they had it. ZZ's high throwing. Ends up on the foot of McManus, pushing central. Spinning around, looking. Tanky. Zizi stops that one. Lucky comes away with it. Lays it off for Zizi. Looking up. Short pass to New. Now on the ground to Lucky. Good ball. Far side Langley. Another chance to come into the 18. Pushes it to his left. Leaves it for Miller. Shot. Niched again with a save. He is single-handedly keeping the Rhinos in this one. Knocked away by Jordan. Kissy trying to challenge there. Jordan again with the header. Looks like McManus is the player who's going to be coming off for Andrew Hoxie in the 74th minute.
And that's a good sub. I think McManus has sort of become non-existent here in the second half. I think Hoxie, he's gotten a little tired, not as mobile as we've seen him in most matches, and it's a good sub. And Hoxie, who's got 2 goals on the season, let's see if he can get another one.
Hoxie does not see a lot of time. Last year he played 940 minutes. He racked up 12 points. So he makes the most of the time that he gets. He's got the ball now on the near side. Double team, spins away from that. And J.C. Banks is offsides. Banks is furious with the referee, and he'll get a yellow card for dissent in the 75th minute. Hoxie did some fancy footwork on that corner. And then, tough to tell from our angle if he was offsides. Referee's assistant right on top of the play.
And the offsides, the offsides is really, you could see where the offsides is now, and you see where Noble's taking the kick from.
He'll take the extra yardage, right?
Absolutely. It's good stuff by Hoxie there, and I think J.C. Banks could have been offsides. It's unusual that a player's a yard from the line and onsides there, but.
Another change coming up here. It's going to be Langley coming off. McLaughlin is coming on in the 75th minute. And Langley was a busy, busy man tonight. Had an assist, a nice assist on the goal by Lucky. McLaughlin comes on, the 19-year-old, another player, Mike, who was on loan from Philly of Major League Soccer.
Player that came out of the United States Soccer Federation Academy for the Philadelphia Union, and he's one of the a homegrown players. So what they do is there's Adidas contracts out for some of these younger players, and a lot of these players forgo going to college, and they stick with their MLS clubs as a homegrown MLS player, and they get not only money from the Philadelphia Union but also from the Adidas.
Into the box, cleared away to Ekra, and you look at McLaughlin out there, he looks like a kid as Ekra is sprinting down the field. Ekra turning on the Jets, Roberts bodying him off. Ekra left-footed shot, Roberts blocks it. Cross back into the box, and Niched is there.
Great defense by
Troy
Roberts. Just ride him out. No need to win the ball. Just ride him out, and you saw Ekra try to turn up the Jets, but had nothing on Troy Roberts. Right here, he sticks it in another gear, right there. And Troy Roberts just sticks right with him, just contains him. Just watch him. Ekra almost had an angle there, but Troy Roberts was having none of it.
That's why you are putting up those numbers before we started talking tonight about the Rhinos' defense when Roberts is in there. That's why, right there. Kirk on the near side. Back to Bellamy. The changes will be coming fast and furious here as we are under 15 minutes. Kissy trying to work some magic just outside the 18, lays it off, but no one there except for the 19-year-old McLaughlin. Rosalind turns. Now Tanky. Here's Banks near side with ZZ. Left-footed cross. Hoxie with the header. And Noble makes the save.
Great ball by J.C. Banks, and left footer curling in, and that's it's a good job by Noble just to keep that angle. And Tanky hits a great ball. He gets it outside versus forcing it like he's been doing a lot of times throughout the match. J.C. Banks looks up, picks his player out, and there's Hoxie. And it's a good header by Hoxie. Good save by Noble. But really, let's keep the ball going to the outside. Let the players that are going to make things happen, J.C. Banks and Tyler Roseland, give them the ball. Tanky can make things happen, but really, let's give it to some of our more creative players and let them make it happen. Don't force it down the middle, which we've seen Tanky do a couple times. There, he plays a really nice ball to J.C. Banks. You like how you see J.C. Banks look up, patient, and puts the ball right on Hoxie's head, and Hoxie's in the right place at the right time.
It was a great delivery. And Hoxie not too far off the mark as Yates has come on for Ekra. So Mike Langley, who's been a thorn in the side, and Ekra, who's been real busy tonight, have come off. Maybe the Rhinos are happy to see this as Kissie's pushing forward. Marshall sprinting back, trying to not give away the corner kick, and he does a good job to give a throw in here to the Rhinos.
Real good by Marshall, who also played indoors with Norfolk this season. Good defense there. I mean, to catch Isaac Kissy on a run like that.
Not easy.
Not easy at all. So you got your
Banks long throwing into the 18. Headed away by Jordan. Poked backed in. Backed into the goalkeeper was Hoxie, but it's up and over the goal.
And I think it would have been an obstruction there. And John Douglas said, I had it, but it went out of bounds for a goal kick anyway. Good stuff by both Troy Roberts on Ekra and a very quality forward, and great stuff by Marshall on both ends. You see the center back stepping up. The one guy that has stepped up also for the Sea Islanders is Jordan. He's winning the Philadelphia Union loan player. He's been winning everything in the air.
He's been steady. He's
been
been
very steady the second half. Much better the second half than we saw him in the first half.
The Chilean playmaker, Gustavo Zamudio, is getting ready to check in here for the Rhinos. We'll see if he can create some magic. As Gustavo Zamudio, the 26-year-old, will make his 10th appearance in just a few moments. Roberts gets the header back to Nish.
And Noble hits a bomb just like Nish.
And the wind is in their face. They weren't. There's another long bomb downfield from Nish.
We playing goalkeeper wars here?
Noble's going to have a chance to return the favor here. Let's see who Zamudio comes on for. This will be an interesting substitution. It's Kirk who comes off.
It is time for a Rhinos corner kick.
And this in the 81st minute. Gustavo Zamudio.
Looks like Tanky's been moved to the right back position. So you've got your two holding midfielders, Earls and Tanky, moved to outside back positions.
Looks like a dangerous play there as ZZ is down holding his head. Bellamy came in all fairness to Tyler Bellamy, ZZ's head was down pretty low. If we can get a look at the replay, I don't think Bellamy was that high with the boot, but still a dangerous play. ZZ is okay. In the 82nd minute. The hockey organ, like we're in the hockey barn. Never liked that at the soccer game, I gotta be honest with you. It's a bit weird. Roberts. Earls to Hoxie.
Good ball by Earls.
He just couldn't get it to sit. Yates missed all of last season with an ACL tear. Played in 2010 with Tampa. There's Meller, good cross. Lucky, another chance. Yates, shot at a goal. Lucky missed on the first strike, and Yates celebrating his return to pro soccer with what could be the nail in the coffin for the Rhinos. for Drew Yates. That's his first goal of the year in the 83rd minute.
So you see the replay here, and it's Yates actually starts with the ball at midfield, and then he gets himself involved. And who is it? It's the academy product playing the ball to Meller. But what happens there is Earl steps up, and Roberts never shifts out to Miller, and it's Lucky who misses that. But then it's Yates with a good finish who started the play from midfield. And when Earl steps up, who never shifts out to Meller, who makes that streaking run, that depended on the holding midfielder Zamudio to mark Meller coming through. And Meller, who was playing left midfielder, is the guy who got himself out on the right side of the park. Right here to cross that ball, makes a great move on Zamudio, crosses it. Lucky gets an unlucky touch, yet lucky touch for Yates.
Unlucky touch leads to an assist for Lucky, who's got a goal and an assist tonight.
Lucky
and
for
Mike,
him.
for Lucky, this is his 5th game played. He's got 2 goals and 1 assist. So not a bad acquisition by the Harrisburg City Islanders down the stretch. From Zimbabwe, drafted by Chicago but not signed. Pettis will be coming on here for the City Islanders.
And it's the homegrown product who actually really got a second assist to Meller, passing it to Meller. Meller didn't get the assist in the end, but you see a homegrown player through the United States Soccer Federation Academy being part of the play. He felt a little, and you see him getting a little bit more comfortable on the ball.
And you're going to see another academy player, the City Islanders Youth Academy, in Pettis. Garrett Pettis will be coming on. As Duckett plays it forward to Lucky, who has been busy all night long. Here he goes again, still into the 18. Right-footed shot, just wide of the far post. Lucky is growing in confidence late in this game. Lucky is coming off, as a matter of fact.
So now you've got a player, Pettis, who decided to not forego college, went to college, and now he comes back in his rookie, and he's in his rookie season, but also coming through the U.S. And I know we keep talking about the U.S. Soccer Federation and what they've done with the academy program, but they are starting to produce players at the professional level. They're producing players at the national team level, and it's a much stronger program than the Olympic Development Program. It replicates what's going on in Europe.
Lucky coming off after a goal and an assist tonight. The Rhinos really backs against the wall. Rosalind into the 18, looking for McFadden, but Noble is there. Noble looking to pick up his 4th shutout. That's right. Noble is looking to pick up his 4th shutout. Hopefully we can
great ball by
Rhinos
Kissy.
Push.
Good look by Rosalind right here. And it's just a little bit out of the reach of McFadden. Good goalkeeping for Noble. And really goalkeeping has been all about angles tonight. And both keepers just creating that angle. I mean, Niche created that angle where really Langley had no option but to kick it out of bounds. And right there, Noble protects the angle.
Here's Yates. Meller pushing inside, still with it. Top of the 18. Hard tackle there as Bellamy and Meller both collide on the ground, and they're still down outside the Rhinos 18. That was a nasty challenge, but Meller is called for the dangerous play. As Mike's notes are blowing away here. Getting some help from the fans sitting just below us here. On a breezy night. Chance for McFadden in the box. Left-footed shot up and over the goal.
What a great flick by Hoxie and a great run by McFadden. You could see why he scored 42 goals for Medaille College. He just getting himself, making great runs and then the shot was just not good enough, but still, great flick here by Hoxie, and what a great run by McFadden behind the defense. Just couldn't get his body around the ball.
Hoxie loses possession to Noon at midfield, but comes back and wins it, and foul called there.
That should be a yellow card. I mean,
Dangerous, right?
well, no, not dangerous. He just took his hand out and kind of started playing basketball with it.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Another change coming up here. Adrian Leroy is coming on. The 25-year-old. Zamudio with the free kick in the 88th minute. Into the box. Hoxie heads it down at the 6, and Noble is there. So Yates with the goal in the 83rd minute from Lucky, and Mike, it kind of goes back to the point you touched upon. Final 10 minutes, don't look away.
Never turn your TV off in the final 10 minutes if you're watching the game for goals.
Yates from Lucky, making it 2-0 Harrisburg, and they're on the verge of sweeping the season series. Hard tackle there. McFadden was taken down. The referee says, no, he got the ball. Looking for Kissy up and over the top. Jordan there with the right foot again. McFadden heads it down to Banks. McFadden still back outside to Earls. Left-footed chip into the box. Banks the header to goal!
Brilliant, brilliant goal.
J.C. Banks heads it home from inside the 6. That's his 4th goal of the year, and a nicely played ball from Danny Earls.
Like we said, do not turn your TV off. J.C. Banks, McFadden not knowing where to go with the ball, lays it off to Earls, and what a brilliant ball. And it's J.C. Banks who started the play at the top of the 18. What a brilliant, brilliant goal.
Well, as Mike said, the last 10 minutes you're going to see goals. There was a goal in the 83rd and the 89th.
And it's also McFadden who just lays that ball off with a pretty header down to J.C. Banks, and they just use each other. Really a little ticky-tacky soccer right there between McFadden and Banks, and Earls with a brilliant ball. He looks up and sees J.C. Banks. Brilliant little header there. And then J.C. Banks doesn't stop his run, and he keeps going through the 18. And really, Hoxie was the guy that wanted it on the outside there. And a brilliant goal once again.
So we're in the 90th minute. Is there time for Rochester to squeak out the draw?
Do not turn off your TV.
Long throw in from Tanky into the box. Headed away. 4 minutes, plenty of time here for the Rhinos. As we talked about Noble having 3 clean sheets, he didn't get 4, but the points are what's important here. Pettis deep in the Rhinos corner. Not going to do anything crazy with it. Play it back to Yates, who at this point has the go-ahead goal. Zizi. Hoxie comes in late with the challenge on ZZ. Referee John Douglas giving a little talking to Andrew Hoxie.
You gotta like John Douglas. I mean,
He's let them go.
but he's let it go. But he's also he owns the field. It's his field. It's definitely his field, and he hasn't been a factor in the match. He's non-existent,
Not afraid
except
to
when he
get in their
needs
face.
to be.
He is going to march right up and tell you what he thinks. Yates looking for Meller, but Tanky tries to clear it down the near side. It's off the referee's assistant. That will be out of bounds. The throw in here for the City Islanders as we played just over a minute of the 4 minutes called for. Banks has the Rhinos within 1. Tanky has a throw in front of the Harrisburg bench, long down the near side. Kissy is on it. Into Hoxie, pushing into the 18. Hoxie, right-footed shot, drilled across the 6, and it finds no one.
Third man run by Hoxie. It's a great Tanky to Kissy, and it's that third man run by Hoxie that finds himself in the right position. And you see Hoxie's checking originally. Tanky throws that ball, and look at Hoxie make that third man run, and Kissy just realizes where Hoxie's going to be. And Kissy just makes the decision, you know what, I'm going to strike this. He had McFadden far post wide open, but why not have it? Unfortunately, a better option could have been just laying that straight across the 6 to McFadden.
Smash it across hard and low.
Maybe even take another touch.
There's Meller, though, coming forward now. Outside McLaughlin. Pushes into the 18. A driven cross block by Roberts. And a throw-in coming up here for the City Islanders. 90 seconds left here.
And the subs for both teams have come on and made an impact on this pitch.
Pelletier to McLaughlin. Yates. Pettis, one-time shot. Niche diving at the near post, punching it over the end line.
And all the guys you just said, McLaughlin, Yates, Pettis, all guys off the bench. So you got to feel good when you're Bill Bescher. You're in a position where you're 4-4-4 for the season, but you know that you've got a deep bench. It's just taking some time to gel throughout the season. You got to feel real good. And then if you're Jesse Myers, Hoxie, Kissy, McFadden, all guys getting involved in the play. So they're coming off the bench and they're making an impact. And that's what you want to see as a coach.
McFadden has done well tonight in his second appearance with the Rhinos. Corner kick set up here for the City Islanders. They're going to milk away at the clock. They'll go short to Meller. He's going to hold it in the corner. The Rhinos will try and knock it away, and another corner kick, eating away at that precious time. The Rhinos thought they had turned the corner with that 3-2 win at Richmond that ended a 7-game winless streak. And tonight they find themselves coming up just a bit short late in the match. We'll see if they can come up with some magic moments here.
And for the City Islanders, they're going to be 3-0 against the Rhinos this year. If this score stays the way it is, stays the same.
A quick restart. Springing Tanky forward. McFadden and Kissy on the near side. One more throw in here. Tanky's got a long throw, and the referee's going to blow it. He's not going to give Rochester the chance to take the long throw in, and I'm a little surprised by that.
And Nish is also, he is just livid at the decision of the referee, John Douglas. They're in the attacking third. He almost has to let that throw in.
I agree.
And you're in the attacking third. Usually you see the ref call it when the ball comes out. You give him that last opportunity. You see them wasting time in the corner. He doesn't add another minute on all the time wasted in the corner. And Nish is just livid, and he's got a right to be livid.
That's a tough one to take. John Douglas, I think, should have let the throw take place, but he didn't. We'll come back to wrap it up. The Rhinos fall to Harrisburg 2-1 on the Rhinos Broadcast Network. The Rhinos looking for late game heroics once again. They pulled it off last week in Richmond, but tonight, just coming up a little short. J.C. Banks got the goal in the 89th minute, but it wasn't going to be enough as Harrisburg had scored 2 goals earlier to take the 2-1 victory. Mike, quickly, your final thoughts.
City Islanders own the Rhinos this year, 3-0, and 2 goals scored in the last 10 minutes. Like we always say, the game's always exciting in that last 10 minutes, but really it's the City Islanders that come out on top. 2 goals in the last 10 minutes. Never turn that TV off, and the City Islanders come out on top.
And that's the point you made. Last 10 minutes, crucial part of the game. And we saw goals scored, and the City Islanders, the substitutions, huge factors for them tonight.
Big factor for both teams. I mean,
yes.
Really, Hoxie's involved, McFadden's involved for the Rhinos, and then it's all the subs for both teams. And that's something that a coach really likes to see, is for the players to be impactful. But lucky, the starter today with 1 goal and 1 assist. And the guy that we talked about before the match, J.C. Banks, with a goal, and he's just keep adding points to his total. 14 points on the season, 6 assists, 4 goals. And really, J.C. Banks having a breakout season.
And Christian Nish was also very strong in goal tonight. It could have been 4, maybe even 5-1 if it wasn't for Nish's performance.
Yeah, Nish saved the Rhinos from that match going to 3-0 from Langley on that breakaway, and Langley had nowhere to go with Nish cutting off the angle there, and Nish with another great performance. Unfortunately, 2 goals against, and you don't see that goals against average for Troy Roberts getting any better, but he's still 0.8 goals against in 75 games in the history of the Rhinos.
Do you know what? One thing, the Rhinos have 8 of their next 10 games at home, well, now 7 of the next 9. you can't let these valuable points at home slip away.
No, these are important matches for the Rhinos, and they need to get wins. And in the month of June, they are 1-4-1, and that's not a good record. So let's erase June. Let's go back to July. Let's go into July. We've got a lot of home matches. Let's focus on this month, and let's get some wins on this on the points list. We got to stay at the top of the board here. We don't want to start dropping to the bottom of the playoff race. With Harrisburg getting this win, they're moving up into that 6th position.
Now they're in 4th place with 19 points. So the City Islanders with a big win tonight. Lucky having a lot to do with it. 1 goal and 1 assist. Don't forget the Rhinos are back home on the 4th of July, 7:55 kickoff. Antigua comes to town. Come and celebrate Independence Day with the Rochester Rhinos. Check out the city's fireworks display following the game. We're going to wrap it up from Salem Stadium. For John Catalano, Mike Kerms, and our entire crew, I'm Joe Giuliano saying good night on the Rhinos Broadcast Network.